Oh, had a minor hiccup there, but we are now live from Sonoma in California for the third round of the ESR Formula USA IndyCar Series. This is the probably least popular track on the calendar, if we're being quite honest, but it's interesting, it's challenging, and I expect to see a lot of different battles, a lot of different strategies. I think this is one of the tracks also where the alternate tires, these red wall A tires, faster, shorter lifespan, but faster driving, could be potentially a bigger part of the equation than they've been through the first two rounds at Indianapolis and at Road America. So hopefully we will see a bit more variety there. Also do this live as opposed to after the fact, so I will be able to comment on tires a little bit more accurately, and also to a degree pit stops a little bit more accurately, because I will be able to control where the camera goes and get us a good sight of things as we go. Things will be hopefully smooth, but we'll see. And since I'm riding solo at the moment, though I have invited some people to come join, there may be some quietness as I work the control panel. Let me know if there are any issues with the audio currently. I did an audio test and it sounded like everything was kind of where it needed to be, but it has been a while since we've done a live commentary, so there is a possibility that maybe the cars are too loud, I'm too quiet, whatever the case may be. We may not have that perfect equilibrium. That being said, we are here. This is Team Bot versus Team UPS versus Team Cobalt. Team Bot has been, generally speaking, the back marker team, unfortunately. That being said, Sean Kenny up in third place. So we do have representatives of all three teams at the top there. UPS is Mike Stoffmill, followed by DeRoche for Cobalt and Kenny for Bot. Verstappen for Cobalt, UPS is Simons, Cobalt's Edmonds, Hutchinson for Bot, Cobalt's Hervas. A very solid, really solid lap there from Zach Hemstrom, the championship leader in the ESR Academy Series, took a win in today's action to extend his lead atop the standings. He is up in 6th place for the UPS team. Enrique Hervas and John Barker, both of Cobalt, rounding off the top 10 right now. I think Barker's Cobalt anyways. Also in the grid, Steve Carman, Josiah Jerome is here, Javier Perez Torres, Daniel Hernandez, James Butler, Andrew Unyaki, and Wade Medeiros. There's also a couple of guys that have not yet posted a lap time. Included in the group that is yet to post a lap time are Robert Waddell, John Picha, and Mole. So we do have 20 cars on the grid today. Not an even split between the teams, unfortunately. But what can you do? Give me 1 second, repositioning the control panel on my desk so I can reach it a little bit easier. And back. So if you've not been with us before, there's unfortunately a couple things about this broadcast that have to be mentioned. Number one is that while it works perfectly fine as far as we can tell in qualifying, the gaps during the race up on the scoreboard there will not necessarily be accurate. Unfortunately, there is an issue with transmitting data from Race Room to third-party apps right now that hopefully will be fixed. we'll see. But it is making the timing a little bit unreliable. That being said, the push to pass on these cars is also unreliable. The counts will not be accurate when people are using them. Will not be accurate. I will do my best to break things down in a manner that will assist with that. And of course, it should be mentioned that I will have the ability to comment on tires here today. I believe we're looking at about 2 pit stops for fuel in this race. That is what it's been so far through the series. And that does mean that you can run a prime alternate setup. I have not personally run any laps around Sonoma, so perhaps there are even... Oh! A spin there. Christoph Verstappen. Sean Kenny, the bot leader, in 3rd place at the moment. Has put up a personal best in Sector 1, so let's see what he can do here in Sector 2. Time running down here in qualifying, but it's not emergency times yet. This is a pretty short lap. And coming across the coming across from Sector 2. No, not looking promising for Sean Kenny to better his lap time. I do have reports on the Discord that we may not be getting Moly Moly on the track today. He has posted a lap there. He's in 16th place, but unfortunately he is having computer difficulties. So hopefully those sort themselves out. Wayne Hutchinson, the other bot, hopeful, currently in 9th place. Of course, bot has been highly hampered by the fact that, of course, arguably their best driver, Travis Wallace, has not actually attended a single race. That has definitely handicapped the team to a certain degree. Another shout out to another Academy driver, though. Daniel Hernandez, 8th place. So the Academy guys are showing their stuff here today. Currently holding down the 6th and 8th spots on the grid, as well as further down with Javi Perez Torres in 14th place and James Butler in 18th place. Also, we have yet to see a lap from him, but John Peaches in the field. A couple of cars are interestingly enough running prime tires. Notably, Richard DeRoche appears to have run a prime tire lap to 2nd place, which is interesting. One of the UPS cars thereof. Steve Carman coming around here hoping to put up a better time, but his 2nd sector left something to be desired, so I don't think he's going to improve. And I am indeed correct on that matter. Here is James Butler. Currently the slowest man that's gotten a lap up, but of course no laps from Robert Waddell or John Peach at the moment. We are also looking at a 1-hour race, so qualifying is of a somewhat minimal importance right off the bat. So there is that to keep in mind as well. Butler comes across the line here shortly. He's into the final turn. He does have 2 personal best sectors, and it looks like he should improve a fair bit here. Coming across the line, and will we have a better lap? We do! Up to 16th place, passing Moly Moly and Andrew Uniacki. Here's Sean Kenny. Doesn't look overly promising, and is not. Good lap, but nothing to improve himself there. We are getting down to the point where people are on pretty much their last laps at this point. They might have time for one more after what they're on. And that does mean that I don't think we'll see a lap time posted by Robert Waddell or John Picha, as both drivers are still in the pit lane. James Butler, unless this is a really good 3rd sector, I don't think he's got an improvement on him here. And And this will be his final lap, so... No, I was wrong. He did have a very good third sector and got past Wayne Medeiros for 15th place. Not looking good for the bot team. Uniacke in 18th, Medeiros in 16th, both in the pit lane. Picha currently starting dead last in the pit lane. So really just 2 cars for them and Sean Kenny and Wayne Hutchinson to really step up. Kudos to Academy drivers Zach Hemstrom and Daniel Hernandez, who did indeed hold top 10 positions. Very nice. And, of course, the poster child for the graduate of the Academy, Josiah Jerome, P10. So, some good results there from the newer drivers, the lesser experienced drivers in the field. Now, it'll be interesting to see who goes alt, who goes prime here to start the race. Again, having not done particularly any laps myself, it is a tough call to really dictate what we're talking about here from a standpoint. Ooh, there's a tire wear column on the spectator now. That'll be quite interesting to make use of, assuming that that is functional. Would not be the first time there has been things included that didn't end up overly working. So Mike Stoppmill leads this way from the pole for Team UPS. A lot of green at the back of the grid, which is not great for the bot team that has already struggled so far this season. Indianapolis was a low point with Michael Magus, as well as Sean Kenny blowing their engines and Travis Walls having issues that prevented him from even taking part. There is a blank spot on the grid, so somebody is still missing there between 2 UPS cars. Not sure who that would be. There it is. It's one of the Cobalts. All right. We are ready to go here. Red lights, red lights, red lights. We got Max Simons up. Everyone is on prime, so nothing interesting tire-wise to talk about. Here we go. Wayne Medeiros with a really aggressive one into the wall. Terrible start for the Brazilian. He will slip to the back. Javi Perez Torres also, I think, had a terrible start. He's at the very back of the pack. Not sure what happened to him there. At the front, it is Max Simons who got the jump of Mike Stoppmill, as well as Richard DeRoche. So Simons has gotten a jump on the UPS teammate, and it's DeRoche in the Cobalt car at the front. 4th place for Cobalt's Christoph Verstappen, and a bad start from Sean Kenny. He is back to 5th place, but he is the top man for the bot racing team right now. Zach Hemstrom has slipped out of the top 10, so not a good start from the Academy driver there. Not a great one from the man ahead of him, Daniel Hernandez, either. These two are proud members of the UPS team, of course. They are going to try to pick their way up against, that is, Wayne Hutchinson and John Barker up ahead of them. Maybe some teamwork can be done there. Behind them is Enrique Hervas and the other UPS car of Steve Carman. Side-by-side action. John Barker gets passed by Daniel Hernandez. Bold move by the Academy driver. And it is looking like Zach Hemstrom might go for it as well. Sean Kenny looking to make some moves here. He is on the tail of Christoph Verstappen, and in behind him, that is Josiah Jerome. Josiah had a fantastic opening lap, up from 10th to 6th. Fantastic job by the Dominican driver. Mike Stoppmill is up to 2nd, though, having done away with UPS teammate Max Simons, who's dropped back. I don't know if that was a freebie or one that he got away with. Daniel Hernandez in the pit lane. Wayne Medeiros in the pit lane. Let's see if they are out of this race or if they may still continue. The answer is Hernandez is done, and so is Medeiros. So that is a terrible blow to lose another black car. Andrew Uniacke in the pit lane. Is that for a pit stop? No, Andrew Uniacke's up. Andrew Uniacke's out! Suddenly, we are down to just 3 bot cars. That is terrible news. Sean Kenny running in 5th. Wayne Hutchinson in 8th, who we ride with now. Their only remaining teammate is in 16th place, and that is John Picha. Damage for Steve Carman, so let's have a quick look at that, please. Carman slipping to the back of the pack, and there you see him. He is sans a front end. So that is not terribly surprising that he is dropping through the field. These are incredibly sensitive cars when it comes to aerodynamic damage. Stoppmill has hit the front, having overtaken Richard DeRouche. We missed that. Sean Kenny in 5th place, still on the tail of Christoph Verstappen. He's got Josiah Jerome and Martin Edmonds for company behind him. No! No! We need to get back on board with Sean Kenny. He is showing damage. And can he continue? It looks like he will continue, but he is going to have to make a pit stop to fix that nose. Steve Carman has not made a pit stop. Either that or he has not made the pit lane, which is interesting. We'll have to see how that goes. But we've already lost 2 bot cars. The team cannot afford to lose a third. Come on, Sean Kenny. Get up there. Him and Steve Carman now at the back with damage to their cars. Carman off the track again. Is that in the pit lane or is that in the wall again? He's in the pits getting service. Will he try to change up to an alternate strategy, maybe with the alternate tires? Or will he just stick with the primes he has on there now? Will he do fresh primes? We will have to see. And the wear column, unfortunately, does not work, so that's going to be useless to us, sadly. Carman still under repairs. Robert Waddell now showing damage. Sean Kenny in the pit lane. There's Kenny is out. No! No! The bot team is down to 2 cars. And one of them is this man, John Picha, without a front wing as well. Robert Waddell showing damage. He's got no front wing. Oh boy. It may be who just survives this race intact might be able to pick up some significant results here. This is terrible. There's a good battle going on between Zach Hemstrom and John Barker, though, so hopefully we get a good look at that. Into the pits comes Robert Waddell. Here is that battle, Hemstrom versus Barker, battling over the 8th position. John Peach has made it around to the pit lane. Still waiting on Waddell to get to the pits. Hemstrom all over the back of John Barker. Enrique Hervas just a bit behind them, rounding off the top 10. Down the inside goes Hemstrom. Good move by the UPS car. Cobalt, by the way, is taking a tremendous... No! No! Barker loses a front wing. Hemstrom loses a front wing. It's carnage. So many cars off the track. Oh. Hemstrom doesn't go in the pits. Oh no. Not sure about this move by Zach Hemstrom to stay out on track. Javi Perez Torres running in 12th place now, and he's having problems too. This race has been terrible. It's like there is no grip out there right now. It's like the track is exceedingly dusty or something. People are not able to hold it. John Barker in the pit lane for repairs. John Picha has been repaired. We'll have to sort it out and see who's maybe even not running at this point, because I question some of these cars. Well, Steve Carman is still running. He is trying to get repairs. Robert Waddell is out. So he has joined Sean Kenny, Andrew Uniacki, and Daniel Hernandez and Wayne Medeiros out of the race. What a boon, though, for Cobalt right now. All of their cars are still running. I mean, granted, John Barker's had to make a pit stop for damage, so it's not all roses. But they're doing fantastic. Richard DeRouche, Christopher Streppen, Josiah Jerome, Martin Edmonds, Enrique Hernandez, Hervas, James Butler, John Barker. They're all still running, which is the key to this team's championship. Moly moly. Making his way through there. That's a lap car of, I do believe, Steve Carman. Carman is getting more and more damaged. I have suspicions that he may have made the same mistake that some of the bot cars did the other day, and that engine could be ready to blow. I'm looking at the numbers carry. He's not able to cool the engine. It's still rising. Oh, no. Steve Carman. Another boon for the Cobalt team as Carman has blown the engine for sure. And yeah, I think that's it. He's showing 99% damage. That is it for Steve Carman. Zach Hemstrom into the pit lane now, so he is going to fix that front end. We're down to 14 cars. So fantastic results for the guys still running already. an absolute race of attrition that I was not expecting. I was not expecting this. So, my apologies if I seem overly worked up on the matter, but everyone from Steve Carman down is already out of the race. We've also seen John Picha, John Barker, Zach Hemstrom, and I think Javi Perez-Torres have all had their own problems as well. So really, it's just like, if you've not had shit happen, you're in the top 10. So we have had some pit stops done, but all of it's been for damage. So everyone is equal in terms of what theoretically they have to come. I mean, I guess you could offset some of the damage stop with some fuel. That is Hemstrom in the pit lane there for the UPS team. Here's John Picha. He's falling off the lead lap here. Not sure who that's around. Could actually be trailing John Barker, though. As Max Simmons running in a solid third position. So 2 UPSs on the podium. That's about the only thing standing in the way of Cobalt, who have 3 cars in the top 5 and 6 in the top 10, which is fantastic run so far. Again, if there are any problems with the stream, please let me know. Sound can be adjusted. Anything can be adjusted as needed. Well, not anything, but to a degree, everything can be adjusted. So Mike Stoppmill continues to lead from Richard Derouche, who's under pressure from Stoppmill's teammate Max Simmons, the UPS logistics crew. In 4th place, it's Verstappen. Then it's Josiah Jerome, Wayne Hutchinson, Martin Edmonds, Enrique Hervas, James Butler, and Moly Moly rounding off the top 10. Moly Moly showing damage. Let's get a quick look at him, if you please, Mr. Cameraman. There it is. So a front wing loss for Moly Moly. That's another UPS car who's hit hard times. That will continue to help Cobalt in their battle with them. That's Javi Perez-Torres moving past into 10th place. Credit to Javi Perez-Torres, who is an academy-level driver. He's kept it clean. And he's kept the car largely intact. He's been able to do that the previous rounds as well. That is a other UPS car. I could not tell you who that is. Moving his way through there, but presuming a lap car. We'll just stick with Moly Moly here to see if he hits the pit lane, or if, like Zach Hemstrom, he tries to do a lap while damaged. It could also have been, if I recall correctly, Hemstrom crashed at a spot that I'm not sure you could get into the pit lane from. But John Barker crashed with him and did pit, so that would be interesting. If Barker will even just like cut through this section here to get back to the pit lane, which is possible. Moly Moly into the pits to take a damage stop. Yes, sir. Playing Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. I don't remember who that is. Back to Max Simons here. He's putting the pressure on against Richard Derouche, although it's kind of let up since last we checked in on it. Derouche appears to be doing something. Let's check their last laps. Derouche did a 14.3, 14.4 for Simmons. Derouche was actually the fastest man on track that last lap. The 14.308 to the 14.326 of race leader Mike Stoppmill. Max Simmons is running still in 3rd place. We'll see what he can do. We'll keep a close eye on that. We do have some battles going on. Enrique Hervas is in the pit lane. I didn't see him pick up any damage. So is this a super early fuel stop for him? I don't know. Coming out on prime tires. One would think if you could only do like 15 minutes of racing before stopping for fuel, that you would go with alternates. If you're having that kind of fuel mileage problem. Kind of worried that I don't see Moly Moly in the pits, but Max Simons went a little side-by-side with Richard Derouche there. Could not get the job done. Last time around, Derouche 14.6. Simmons had his best lap of the race, a 14 flat. Only one man has gone faster than 114, and that is race leader Mike Stockmill. We've lost another one. I had that theory when I saw that Moly Moly was not taking service from what we could see in the pits. He is done. And we are down to 13 cars. And the head count is incredibly in the favor of Cobalt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the remaining 13 cars are Cobalt. What the hell is going on here with the other teams? Josiah Jerome picking up 4th spot there from Christoph Verstappen, who must be having some tire problems because Verstappen was 0.8 slower that lap than Josiah Jerome. Last lap, I should say, and it doesn't look like this lap has been any better. We'll see what they come across the line at. Josiah, by the way, that last lap was his best lap. Not terribly impressive. He did a 15.7 that lap. 17.8 for Verstappen. About 3 seconds off his best lap, so he must have made a mistake, or those tires on his car are already kind of gone. That might give some credence to the lack of alt tires picked up by Enrique Hervas. If they're just not lasting long enough to be viable in the race, it would be possible. So everybody but Hervas kind of on an even playing field. Hervas came in for what might have been a fuel stop. He may be on some kind of really alternate strategy here. Verstappen showing no push to pass. Doesn't mean that he doesn't have any. We've learned that the hard way. Max Simmons still on the tail of Richard Durocher. Let's see how they did this time around. Durocher 14.9, Simmons 14.6. So he is 0.3 faster than Durocher on that lap. Should be mentioned that John Picha, as well as John Barker and Zach Hemstrom have fallen off the lead lap. Not surprising, I believe, that they have all pitted for some damage at one point. We'll see if they can run good laps. I will say someone who is running reasonably good laps right now for their position is Javi Perez-Torres, 16.7 last time around. Notably faster than the 2 cars ahead of him. So he may be on a bit of a charge. Of course, one of those cars is Martin Edmonds. And the ESR joke has always been that Martin Edmonds does not know how to conserve tires. And that's a pretty prime skill. So here we are, another lap here from Darush and Simmons. If I were to guess, I'd say Darush got the better of that one. And I'd be right, 14.6 for Richard. Fastest man on the track that lap. 15 flat for Simmons, so 0.4 going back into Richard's favor. Mike Stockmill in P1 still has led pretty much the whole way. Zach Hemstrom running in 13th place. That could be John Barker he's chasing. Not sure. Based on the information I have here, he's a lap down to John Barker, so if that is him he's chasing, it's not for position. But we can safely assume it's not for position either way. Although he's running good laps right now, 17.1 the last time around. John Picha has been in and out for service. I don't know if that was for fuel. We are getting into that neighborhood of what I would assume a fuel run would be. Kind of around the 40 minutes remaining mark. So that could be a fuel stop for the ESR RLM Team Botman, John Picha. Shout out to Byron Durson starting it up. And he may be joining us here on commentary. Freshly squeezed John Peach, by the way, a fantastic run in the ESR Academy earlier today. You'll see that commentary probably either tomorrow or Monday, the latest. It's Byron!
Monday! I go for one goddamn nap, and you guys all fall apart.
Well, I mean, 7 cars have already DNF'd, so you're not wrong.
Neat.
We are down to 12. Actually, 8 cars. We've lost 8 cars. We're down to 12.
Welcome to Death Race Karting.
Wayne Hutchinson has found his way up into 5th place. We haven't really talked about that a lot. Martin Evans in the pit.
He did.
This is probably a fuel stop. We are kind of in that window of fuel. Still a tad bit earlier than I'd want to be, but there he goes. So Martin Edmonds rejoining the track in 7th place. So he comes out ahead of Javi Perez Torres. He has gone with the prime tire, so we still haven't seen an alternate tire use in this race yet. We do have 40 minutes to go, though, so we may at some point see. So, Byron, how you been?
I've been very attractive. Is this the Sepang or the Sonoma?
This is Sonoma.
Okay.
Got some guys in chat. Jean-Simon Chenard, Ellison Flazino, welcome aboard. Our little venture here of carnage. Christopher Streppin in the pit lane. That is presumably for fuel. And indeed, he rejoins relatively quickly, so that would not have been damage. Prime tire is still on him, so everyone's still on primes.
I do not see a password available.
It is in the ES. It is CALI. I can give that out on stream because no one can get in with outside of the spectate now, so we're good. Richard DeRoche in the pit lane. Mike Stockmill in the pit lane. The leaders are coming in. Josiah Jerome's going for an extra lap, so Josiah might get to lead a couple laps here if he can stay out long enough. Mike Stockmill, though, is already rolling. Here he comes, exiting the pit lane. Can he get out ahead of Josiah? The answer is no. Josiah's long gone. Wayne Hutchinson's also overtaken him. Why am I not surprised that Wayne Hutchinson is going deep on fuel?
Because he's a drug addict.
I mean, it's what he does. So Josiah and Wayne going deep on fuel. James Butler also looks like he's going pretty deep on fuel as well. Haven't seen him come in for a proper pit stop. Of course, don't really know what John Barker, Zach Hemstrom, and John Peach are doing. They all pitted for damage, so they may be on some kind of other strategy right now. Don't know. There was a Cobalt car going in there for service now. Didn't catch you that. That was James Butler. Okay, so he's not going too long. Christopher Streppin back up into 5th place, and this feels more or less like where he probably will be. Checking out the lap times real quick here. Fastest man that last lap with a 16.0 is Enrique Hervas, so he is the man to watch right now. And race leader Josiah Jerome in the pit lane, so he only went an extra lap over the other leaders.
I seem to be permanently stuck in the pit lane watching a gold car.
Turn the auto director on. That might be the problem.
Would love to do that. The browser's not working and the game's not responding either.
Oh, that's a problem. That's a legit problem.
Refreshing browser.
Wayne Hutchinson in the lead, but it is an artificial lead. He is... Oh, one of the Cobalts off the track. Somebody's got damage. That's James Butler. Oh, come on, James. You just got out of the pit lane.
What can Butler bottle for you?
Butler had a moment in the academy that involved breaking Rochelle's suspension, so there may be some words about that later. Feel I need to review it before assessing any blame on the matter, but at full speed, it didn't look great. Wayne Hutchinson still in the lead, not going in the pits again, so Wayne is going super deep. I think the only person not to have made a fuel stop at this point. Question marks on Hemstrom, Barker, and Picha, who are all kinds of messed up, strategically speaking. Javi also may not have been in the pits yet, because he's picked up a couple spots. Speaking of which, Enrique Hervas on the tail, getting the overtake done on Javi Perez-Torres.
Well, I can confirm that my broadcast settings are correct through Steam, so this should not be happening.
That is true. Javi P and Hervas there lapping a bot car by process of elimination. That is John Picha. If I'm Wayne Hutchinson, I might want to get in the pit lane because I'm lapping about 2 seconds slower than Mike Stockbill right now, who is all over my back end. They go past John Picha there. James Butler is either in the pits or off track. Wayne's going for another lap and has lost the lead on track to Mike Stockbill. Stockbill running a pretty impressive lap there of 13.8, new fastest lap of the race. Gonna check in on James Butler here, though. He is in the pit lane getting service, so he will be continuing. So we're really just waiting on Wayne Hutchinson for the first round of pit stops. Everyone else, I believe, has been in and is more or less on equal footing.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm getting a deprecation warning on the RE3 Reality, or 3E Reality.
I have never seen that.
Outgoing message.prototype._headers is deprecated. So that is supposed to be depreciated, but that's not what it is.
Seems like depreciated or decapitated were there.
Why, yeah, that's what I'm gonna. So I'm rebooting that, and I'm rebooting the game. We'll see what we get. I'm just taking over broadcasting about how bad this is.
James Butler is still in the pits, so he's got some significant damage that they're working on there. It might actually be overtaken by Zach Hemstrom shortly enough for 10th place. Hutchinson in the pit lane.
He did.
Wayne in the pits. Car is intact, so he's just here for his fuel stop. Let's see where he comes out. Was in 6th place before the pit stops happened, so let's see if this long run has paid off for Wayne. Looks like it might have, because he's going to come out in 4th place. So, good work, Wayne Hutchinson, on the fuel calculations. The bot car is up into 4th place.
Bot, all day long.
Also, those in chat, let us know if there's any sound problems that we need to correct. Or just give us a thumbs up saying everything is good, so I can stop worrying about it. I haven't done the live broadcast in a while, so I have no idea if my sound settings are really in the correct ballpark.
Just playing it a little bit, you do sound a little bit loud and boomed out.
Loud and boomy! That's weird. I shouldn't sound problematic because my sound settings never change. It's the game that I usually am updating, so that's a bit weird. Wonder if the mic maybe is not ideally positioned. Hopefully that is better. Javi Perez-Torres in the pits. And he rejoins in 8th place. Just perusing the lap times right now. Who's bringing it? Who's bringing the heat? Wow, someone who was actually faster than Mike Stockbill that last lap. Fastest man on the track is Richard DeRouche. Did a 41.1 to Stockbill's 14.3. Pardon me, 14.1. And James Butler has parked it, so we're down to 11 cars. It has definitely been a mission of survival here, and that's the first setback we've seen for the Cobalt crew. Enrique Hervas in the pits. Enrique is on some kind of weird strategy.
There we go. There we go.
There we go. Byron's up. Enrique is on a weird strategy here. He pitted a lot earlier than everyone else did, and it wasn't for damage that we could detect. So I wonder if he's just having a fuel mileage problem. If you're listening, Enrique, and you're not, but just keep it going.
You may have a very serious case of mild brain damage.
Just keep it going because there's only 11 cars left on track.
Oh, Andy Blade says in chat that he's willing to take on all penalty points throughout the rest of all seasons for all races.
I'm not sure what he means by that.
Well, that's fine. Just go with it.
I see. Enrique Hervas rejoining the track in 8th place.
Apparently there is a new version of the R3E Reality.
19.1, I do believe.
I think I'm on just 19 or 1.9 or whatever the hell that is.
Nothing's really tremendously different, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm on 1.9.0.
Ah, so you're one edition behind.
Correct. I don't get to see the My Little Pony icons. I think that's the only change. Probably.
Whoa!
Oh,
Mike's...
Mudden! He's gone Mudden! Ricardo, this is not that kind of racer.
Interesting note for you, Mr. Byron. Would you believe me if I told you Mike Stoppmill was not the fastest guy on that last lap?
Well, on a lap-to-lap basis, yeah, I'd say that at least somebody's got to have a faster lap than him.
Would you believe me if I told you the guy in second place, Richard Derouche, just went a second faster than Mike Stoppmill?
An entire second? That I
Yes.
would find hard to believe.
Mike Stoppmill did a 15.2, 14.1 for Richard Derouche, although Stoppmill just did a 14.6, so it looks like he may have been working through some black traffic or something. That's still a half second slower than Richard. Oh no, Richard!
Well, I mean, Enrique Hervas did a whole thing in like 1,000th of a second, so I don't see what the deal is.
What's wrong with Richard?
Oh, there he just got
Richard! Richard Derouche using push to pass in the pit lane. That's unlikely to be the case.
that's gonna be a penalty.
He is without a front wing, so he hit something. I was just singing your praises, Ricardo. I was just giving all the love, and you take your wing off.
Did you see him go all the way off into the mud track?
No, I wasn't. I was looking at Stoppmill at the time.
Well, you should have been looking at Ricardo. He went way off into the mud flats and probably had a fight with the buffalo.
Well, that puts things in an interesting spot here. That moves Josiah Jerome onto the podium. By the way, Josiah at some point overtook Wayne Hutchinson. So, interesting note there. Martin Edmonds coming across the line, moving into 5th position with Richard in the pits. And Richard is now moving again and will rejoin, but he will rejoin a lap down to Mike Stoppmill is lapped up to 6th place. Oh boy.
What a loser, man.
Just absolutely destroying the field here today. Mike Stoppmill on that last lap did a 14.7. The next fastest lap was a 15.5.
Mm-hmm. Well, Richard Derouche just did a lap so fast it's invalid.
It was in the pits, yeah.
It cannot be measured.
Mike Stoppmill hunting down Martin Edmonds at this point to say, hey Martin, I need to lap you. I don't know how you feel about that, but... So 11 cars left, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them are Cobalt. So congratulations, Cobalt. You have more cars than the other two teams combined.
That sounds like the fix is in.
I mean, you've got 3 bot cars that have DNF'd. You got 4 UPS cars that have DNF'd. You've only got 1 Cobalt that's out of the race. So
you got robot cars that's hacking. You can't do that. That is high cheatery.
One of the retirements is your beloved Steve Carman.
What? He didn't wait for me? What a dick.
Did not. Josiah Jerome moving into second place ahead of Verstappen, who... Jesus Christ, Christoph Verstappen has no front wing. So Christoph Verstappen is now coming into the pit lane and destroying his car even more. I would not be surprised if there was suspension damage now.
You're going to get him suspended? That doesn't seem necessary.
It doesn't look like he's moving.
Well, I mean, you're not supposed to do that in the pit lane, right?
And Verstappen's out. We're down to 10.
They all must fall in the round I call.
Did you call round
Rumble,
26?
I might have.
So the surviving cars are now Stop Bill for UPS, Cobalt's Jerome, Bots Hutchinson, Edmonds for Cobalt, Gerouge for Cobalt, Perez Torres for UPS. We lost Max Simmons at some point. I didn't even realize that he was in 3rd place, so that's nasty.
Oh, you saw some crowd people that he didn't like went flying off in the stands.
Enrique Hervas 7th for Cobalt, Barker 8th for Cobalt, Hemstrom in 9th for UPS, and John Picha. Go John! Go the freshly squeezed peach in 10th place for bot racing.
Cha-cha-cha. I see that Mike Stoffmill is rocking the, what is it, pastrami tires? Is that what that stands for?
The prime tire.
Pasta?
Prime rib.
Tires?
There was an easy prime rib joke there for you.
I was working up to it. But no.
Or roast beef.
Yeah.
Or pepperoni. Oh, someone in the pit lane. One of the UPS cars is making possibly their 2nd fuel stop.
Actually, it's just Stoffmill. He split himself into 2 cars.
Nobody is showing us off track, so I don't know who that is in the pit lane. All right, we know it's Zach Hemstrom. So this is probably a scheduled stop for Hemstrom. We are kind of close to that fuel window. Wouldn't be surprised to start seeing some fuel stops to go to the end here in the next 5 minutes or so.
17.5 deciliters of fuel per tire.
Still have not seen any alternate tires come out yet, so we will have to see how that goes.
Remember, kids, you gotta save weight by putting the fuel in the tires, not in the body of the car.
I mean, that sounds like a terrible idea.
Adds grip.
Adds fire.
Yes.
Stop Milt Watch. Last lap, 14.8. No one else. Actually, he was not the fastest. Richard DeRoche's out there kicking ass right now, 13.9. So maybe slapped on a pair of fresh tires when he came in for that damage stop. John Picha getting out of Mike Stoffmill's way. I mean, the one good thing about there being 2 bot cars on the track, it's actually pretty easy to tell who it is in the green car. Actually, that could have been Hutchinson. That could have been Hutchinson. Actually, could have been that could have been Wayne Hutchinson. He may have lapped up to 3rd place because we saw him lap Edmonds, who was in 4th.
He did a whole lap of Edmonton? That's pretty intense.
The auto director in love with Mike Stockbill. Usually we see very little of Mike. We're getting a lot of Mike today.
As you can see, his secrets are being revealed. What he does is he pushes the gas pedal really hard.
Yep. He is currently the second fastest man on track, with Richard DeRouche putting up some great lap times right now. Getting a quick look here at Josiah Jerome with John Picha, it looks like, heading into the pit lane. Josiah in second place at the moment. Cobalt leader. He is very far behind, but that's not an accurate gap that is being displayed right now.
He is actually 3.5 years behind, according to my calculations.
Could be.
Calculated.
Yep, totally calculated. Pool shot calculated. Got a thumbs up from Martin Pater. Thank you, Martin. And Stoffel Sirocco. Go, my freedom buddies. Interesting.
Actually, a little known secret, these are all communists. Everybody in this race, you have to be a communist just to enter the race.
Martin Edmonds in the pit lane. That'll be his final stop of the day, I assume.
Oh no, he stops all the time.
We'll see where he comes out. Zach Hemstrom coming into the pit lane as well. I swear he was in not that long ago, but he may have had some kind of problem. He is, of course, off sequence with the problems. Mike Stoppmill is in the pits. He'll probably come out in the lead, so don't get too excited.
He is exactly 2 hours and 10 seconds ahead of everybody.
Martin has rejoined the track ahead of Javi Pete. John Picha is off the track and has damage. Well, fortunately, he's kind of close to the pit lane, but he is without a front wing again.
I hear a lot of revving in the pit lane. Won't that literally explode?
Yes, it will. We did have one car explode earlier today. It was actually Steve Carman. Steve, you're the guy who's related to an IndyCar engineer. How did you blow the engine?
Steve, what bar of pressure did you apply to?
I apologize to the viewers. I seem to have lost the part of the user interface that allows me to show names. I am going to try and refresh the browser to see if that fixes the problem. Of note, though, Zach Hemstrom has been in the pits for a really long time. I'm kind of concerned that something more than just the standard fuel is going on there. And also in the pits is John P. Well, I have refreshed the browser, and unfortunately, it looks like we're just gonna be without that information. So, apologies, everybody.
No information for you.
Here is, we still will know who we're driving with. The indent will tell you which driver we are focusing on, so it's not the end of the world, although kind of annoying. Hemstrom has rejoined the race after his really long pit stop. Josiah Jerome into the pit lane. Looks like all prime tires to the end. No one's thinking about the alternates here today. Wayne Hutchinson in the pit lane. Richard DeRouche cycles to second place. Now, it's going to be interesting with Richard, whether he has enough gas to make it to the end or if he has another pit stop to make.
I believe he is going to employ the 15 pit stop thing and just put enough gas to make one lap and keep doing it.
He is doing a fantastic job, though. 14.7 last time round, by far the fastest car on the track. And recently, he's taken the fastest lap of the race away from Mike Stockmill, running a 13.828. Stockmill's best lap, a 13.835.
That sounds like it's pretty fast there, Bob.
Indeed. So Mike Stockmill's got something to shoot for. He's got fresh tires, I assume. And he's fueled to the end. Let's see if he can take that fastest lap back. John Peach is still in the pits. We'll check on him after Mike Stockmill completes this lap. If he is still there, to see if perhaps we've lost another car. Which would leave us with one bot car, which would be very disappointing. John Barker in the pit lane for his final service. Stockmill coming across the line now. This is the final turn here, this hairpin. Well, there's kind of like this full throttle turn here, but it doesn't really count. Here we go. Coming to the line, and that last lap was actually only a 14.4, so nothing particularly quick. Enrique Hervas in for his final pit stop.
Ricky Spanish, go Ricky, go.
Looks like John is trying to fix his car still. He's not retired, but still in the pits. Back to Mike Stockmill, courtesy of the auto director. Of course, at this point, I don't think anyone is anywhere near anybody, so we're just waiting for the final pit stops to play out and see if everyone can get it to the end. Oh, John Peach back on track, so John is still soldiering on.
It's gonna be hilarious.
Oh, one of the Cobalts off the track there. Kind of a bizarre note if this is accurate, but Javi Perez Torres, Academy driver Javier Perez Torres, has lapped Enrique Hervas.
Oh my god. Truly, he is El Picante himself.
Indeed. John Barker coming to line there to complete another lap. Pretty good one. DeRoche's laps are starting to struggle. He's back into the 15s. So maybe we will see a pit stop from him in the near future. I don't know. He may have been able to make it work on 2 stops and just have the damaged one be his second stop. But we'll find out. Mike Stockmill, at this point, has lapped just about everybody. He is coming up behind, that would be Javier Perez Torres or Zach Hemstrom. Hervas in the pits again. So I don't know what's going on with Enrique and his fuel calculations. Into the pits goes one of the UPS cars. That would be Javi.
He's obviously just employing the 15 pit stop strategy that I talked about earlier.
It's not working.
It might work. Well, we're fine. He'll eventually get there.
That, I think, is Javi in the pit lane, because Hemstrom, in theory, is fuel to the end. Javi, I thought, was pretty sure needed another stop. I don't know. Byron, give me something to ramble on.
How many people just don't understand the gravity of trickle down or trickle up economics? I don't understand.
There's really no such thing as trickle-up economics.
Well, we should invent it.
I mean, the triple-up economics would be in a nutshell that if you pay people a good wage, they will buy more of your shit.
There you go.
That's about it.
Exactly.
It's admittedly something people really do ignore, because we're getting to the point where, like, it's harder and harder to live, at least in Canada, the United States. I don't know about the rest of the world, but you know, it's all in the name of the economy and whatever. It's like the economy busts if people can't buy shit. So at some point that catches up to you. So welcome to.
And on that note, I have to make a quick pit stop of my own. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Welcome to political talk time with Mike, the horrible leftist communist freak who just wants a living wage.
Quick, talk about how Trump's hairstyle is causing a butterfly effect that then created the wildfires in Australia. Go.
Whoa. Trump himself creates a butterfly effect. Let's be honest here. I was gonna say give me something racing to ramble on about, but we got the Conor McGregor fight tonight. We're gonna watch that after this, or, well, not right after this, but you know, relatively soon. Picking him to beat Donald Cowboy Cerrone, despite my personal dislike. Richard DeRouche is in the pit, so that answers our question. That he did indeed still have one pit stop to make. Whoa! Bold call! Richard DeRouche, tactical alert. It's the alternate tires for Richard. He's going for broke. Red sidewall tires for the first time in this race, as he tries to make a run for second place. We'll have to see what lap times he puts up. That's going to be fantastic to watch. Might be a bit of an odd move, though, to be honest. I guess he is very far behind Josiah. I was going to say he is much faster than Josiah. Well, let's hop on board. There's those proud red sidewall tires. I don't know what the tire deterioration on those is going to be, because people seemingly have been staying away from them and going prime all day. So what's the pace difference in the alts? What is the tire wear difference? Can he do 10 minutes on them? I don't know. We're going to find out. So this is, I'm not sure if this is a timed lap or not. We'll get an idea of the pace, though, perhaps, if it is. I think this might be his out lap, unfortunately, though. Let's see here. That's got to be his out lap, because that was a 19.1. No way that is the pace of the alternates. The fastest lap of the race is held by Richard DeRouche at 1 minute 13.828. So I'm expecting something crazy here on this lap, if he can get it right. Because he's got clear track. He's got no traffic. This is the time to strap the rocket jet to his car and make a late run here for second place that he may have lost when he lost his front wing. Let's see if he can do it. Oh, that was not great. Not sure what the track limits are there, but that did not look smooth. Did not look good for those tires, but he has to push. He has to push like mad, because he obviously thinks he can take second place from Josiah Jerome. That has to be his mission and goal in life right now. That might be Josiah ahead of him. I don't know. Alright, unfortunately for Richard, that's not Josiah ahead of him. And that was an invalid lap, so I figured that he did slide outside of track limits. Still don't know how fast the alts are, so we don't have reliable gap data here to base it off of. Because per the gap, Josiah Jerome is 5 minutes behind, and he's not.
Well, he's got 7 minutes to be not 5 minutes behind.
That's true. That's true. Richard, you are the star of the show from this point onwards, my friend. You are on the camera, and it is unlikely to leave you for the foreseeable future.
Well, I mean, mine's on Mike Stoffmail because he's so attractive.
Richard is coming up to lap one of the Cobalt cars, who dutifully gets out of the way.
Cobalt?
Could be John Barker, could be Martin Edmonds, it's not Edmonds. Could be, it's either Barker or Hervas are your possibilities. Alright, so second hot lap on the alternate tires for Richard DeRoche. We're looking at this time. Is it the fastest lap of the race? Or is this gamble not really working? It is the fastest lap of the race, 13.325!
Ha-cha-cha.
That's a whole half second faster! Mind you, I feel like he needs more from the tires than just a half second, but we'll see. Josiah Jerome did a 15.1 last time around, so his tires look like he's in pretty decent shape because his fastest lap is only a 15 flat. So we're catching him at a rate of about 1.8 seconds that last lap. Let's see if Richard can keep it up.
He will quickly be able to, maybe, perhaps, but also maybe not perhaps.
I said we were going to stick with Richard, but we're going to another Cobalt car as Enrique Hervas lips into the pit lane. Front wing is gone.
Again, there's a lot of that going around.
There's a lot of that going around. Oh, man. Richard is on the edge.
Please talk to your doctor today about wing rot.
Okay, last lap for Josiah Jerome was a 15.5. How much has Richard made up?
6.
He put up a 13.5, so that's 2 seconds faster than Josiah Jerome.
Whoa. So you're saying Josiah just needs to push that gas pedal harder?
That is the case, but Josiah is still quite a bit ahead. We just saw him going through the downhill section, and now here comes Richard to do the same. So they're about 2 turns apart. Richard coming up to a black car to put a lap on them. It is not Wayne Hutchinson, so it's got to be John Picha. Alright, let's see here. Josiah. I'm also trying to get a feel for what the gap here is between the two of them because I don't have reliable information. Josiah did a 14.9 there. Very fast lap. His fastest lap of the race. So he's putting the gas pedal as hard as he can. And the gap is about 10 seconds. Oh no! No! Richard is done! He's lost the wheel!
That's alright, just tape it back on.
He lost 2 wheels! He's got no wheels! No, Richard! The gamble to push on the alt tires, and now he's out of the race!
Remember, kids, be sure to talk to your doctor about wheel rot.
Josiah Jerome was getting a scare of his life, but it looks like second place is going to be his as well as top Cobalt honors, but this did not work out for the team because Richard DeRoche is out of this race. Cobalt at one point was looking dominant. At one point had 4 cars in the top 6. And it's now down to just Josiah Jerome, Martin Edmonds, John Barker, and Enrique Hervas. That is all that's left. Oh my god. Time running down here. Probably about 3 laps left.
Little known fact, we just changed the rules right before this race. If you don't finish in first, you are summarily executed.
I mean, we'll run out of racers real quick.
Well, that's probably true. A little short-sighted, we understand, but we think it makes for an interesting product.
I'm more of a long-term thinker.
Boring. So here you got going into the Super Bowl.
Things are getting worse for Cobalt. I see the damage climbing on Enrique Hervas, and that could be an engine failure.
I see you just did steps.
Oh no! Enrique Hervas is blowing the engine.
What the hell, man?
8 cars left. 8 cars left in this race. My God. The carnage. We started with 20. We are down to 8.
This is my kind of race.
You'll enjoy that Richard DeRoche flip that you probably didn't catch on the director, but it is on the stream, I assure you.
Ricky the Roach got squashed.
Whew, 8 cars left. Shout out to John Picha. 7 laps down on the next car, still going.
You may in fact be real cheese people.
There are, as far as I can tell, no actual battles going on, so probably Auto Director's just going to give us the smooth, docile sounds of Mike Stockbill's screaming car.
I have all the backfires turned all the way up.
I am to a minor level wondering where Josiah's Jerome's pace was all race, because he's suddenly doing 14s, which he was not doing all race long. Lapping the better part of over 2.5 seconds faster than anyone outside of Stop Mill.
Maybe.
Actually, Byron, take a guess.
What?
Who was the 3rd fastest car on track that last lap?
Tobias Howard.
No, sir. It's the man in 5th place, the Mexican, Javi Perez Torres.
Woo! It's your boy. El Grande Picante.
Put up a 15.9 last time around. That was his fastest lap of the race, showing the skills at the end. Showing that Mexican fortitude and stamina.
Show me the animal, Matt.
Animal, Matt. Animal. Mike Stockbill coming to the finish line at this point here. Still has the better part of a lap to go, but he is safely going to win this race, assuming he does not blow up his car. This got real rough for Cobalt right at the end. They're down to 3 cars, actually. UPS has got 3 left. Bot's got 2 left.
The UPS?
The UPS. One of the Cobalts right ahead of Mike Stockmill will have to do an extra lap if he doesn't let Stockmill pass.
These are true statements.
And that is Mike Stockmill to the line in 1st place. Oh, that's
new world record.
Oh, God. Dude, that was Josiah Jerome who was right in front of him. The only car he hadn't lapped. Thumbs up, Josiah. You're the only guy in the lead lap.
He's racing like the wind. He's driving like the draft is right behind him because he's going to have to go fight in Iran or something.
I mean, maybe. The way we're going, nothing surprises me anymore in the world.
Not at all. I think actually we'll just declare war on Greenland and hang out and go skiing. We'll make a fine addition to our collection.
We did actually. It looks like we are actually going to get all 3 teams on the podium. Mike Stockbill from UPS, Cobalts, Josiah Jerome, and Wayne Hutchinson of Bot.
Unless they blow their engines up.
I mean, it's possible.
Quick, everybody detonate your engine right before the line.
As Josiah Jerome comes to the line to take 2nd place.
Ha-cha-cha-cha.
Hey!
Nice.
Stylish. Your
performed.
Your final results, Mike Stockmill defeats Josiah Jerome by 1:60.18. Down 1 lap. Down 1 lap for Hutchinson at Edmonds. Down 2 for Javi. Shout out to Javi, 5th place, dude.
Yeah.
3 laps
Everybody
down.
who finished is
3 laps down for James
Barker.
Yeah, 3 laps down for John Barker. 7 laps down Zach Hemstrom, and 15 laps down for John Pichu. By the way, 3 Academy drivers in the 8 finishers. and one Academy graduate. Two Academy graduates, actually. So we did pretty well. Academy doing well. Doing things.
Well, Stoffmill graduated on his first day, didn't he? So
no, he's not one of the grads. It's Jerome and Hutchinson.
Shut up!
I mean, admittedly, you're not actually wrong because Mike did actually appeal to be in the Academy. He applied. We just didn't take it. So, whoa! That was exhausting in a lot of ways. Credit to everyone who finished the race. You are the heroes. We lost 12 cars to a variety of front wing and engine failures, and Richard Durocher is probably dead.
These are possibilities
from his run. But that was Sonoma. I'm gonna quickly look up where the next race is. Byron Fulton.
What up going on out there in Raceland? You may in fact be real cheese people. And then again, maybe not. That's up to me to decide and for you to find out. Should I launch into giraffe facts?
Yeah, hit us with giraffe fact. I've got the schedule here. Yes.
Giraffe fact. Giraffes take 1 10-minute long nap day, and that's it.
Wow.
Yeah, they can't get up and get down as much as you'd think because they're gangly fucks. And
that totally makes sense.
Yeah, so they can sleep on their feet, but they need like one big power nap per day.
They need to get down for 10 minutes.
I'll get down.
Mid-Ohio next on the calendar, followed by Laguna Seca and Lausitz, the only non-American track on the calendar.
They're going to Laos.
Not entirely certain why we picked Lausitz. I know IndyCar, or at least Champ Car, has been there, so it's not a unfitting track, just a bit of a weird call.
I mean, shout out to the Laotians.
It's in Germany. Laos. It's in Germany.
What's it called, Laos?
Lausitz.
Yeah, I just assumed it was in Laos. That's lame. I want to see some tropical shit, goddammit.
I mean, if you want tropical shit, we got Sepang.
Interesting.
It'd be interesting if they brought one of those Indonesia tracks in, like Jakarta or something. That'd be cool.
I think they should race on the bottom of the ocean.
I'm intrigued. You have my attention.
They did it in Crash Team Racing. They should be able to do it in real life.
Not 100% certain that logically follows. All right, what fight outside of Conor McGregor versus Donald Cerrone you're looking forward to tonight?
I am looking forward to seeing if Alexei Olenek can strangle. I
knew that would be your pick.
Pretty much.
Do you want me to make that fight even better for you?
Go ahead.
Maurice Green, his opponent, has pretty shit takedown defense.
Nice.
And is really, really comfortable grappling from bottom.
Oh no.
So, unless he has a game plan, we might see some shit.
Yeah, you're gonna get strangulized. Also, anytime Anthony Pettis is gonna get in the ring, you might see something crazy. You might not, but you might.
I'm looking forward to that fight with Carlos Diego Fea. I was looking forward to Gedalia versus Grasso, which was unfortunately canceled due to a 6-pound weight miss. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
At straw weight, which for those of you who are unaware, straw weight's 115 pounds. So missing weight by 6 pounds? Not acceptable. Not acceptable.
Touchy-feely's gonna fight. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Andre Feely's on the card.
Against Yulik Medic. Oh no, Yusuga Medic. No, wait.
That's gonna be a good fight. I'm looking forward to that. Also, something to look forward to is the Obi Osborne versus Brian Keller fight. They are two dudes who don't understand the concept of defense or pacing themselves.
Is he from the Odie and Anthony show?
He might be. The Connor Rebush Zane Simon breakdown of the Olenek versus Maurice Green fight was great. It's like Connor, you want to take this one? Maurice Green's not a good wrestler. Maurice Green is incredibly willing to accept bottom position. He's gonna get strangled.
Indeed.
Alright, so that's enough MMA talk. Thanks for sticking with us for the stream. We had a couple of people there. We didn't have more than 4 viewers, but you know what? I expect more people to watch this afterwards that were in the race. So I hope you guys enjoyed what I hope was a very energetic performance by myself. So there you go. And if you still want to convince me to race these Formula USA monsters, death traps, I mean, you're welcome to. But then you won't get commentary like this.
We should just hold a kumite.